onto that Mayav, but there's still more to be done. They're looking for the kill. Reckless gonna come in and Brock's gonna get the kill credit on that one. And the flash bar, Cody Sun lost the insect but betrays his teammate. And it's gonna be the ace for Fnatic.
Cody Sun loses his mind by flashing into an entire team at the end. And we talked about the volatility of these fights. Fnatic might win off this. The wave is close.
Everything stacked up at the same time. Flame taking insane turret shots. Free.
Hey, little dude, send your mama and daddy out of the room.
Oh, I live by myself, thanks. I don't have parents anymore.
You know who I am. Snake, dealing in weed, coke, crack, your choice.
One of each, please.
Take one hit and you'll do anything to cop more. Steal from your mama.
Hey, man, you get bit by like a mosquito or something? You don't look so good.
Do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you?
You look like a snake!
Yes!
What? What the fuck?
Alright guys, LOL Podcast Season 2 episode, I think it's 6? 7? I don't really know. I'll have a number when I title the video. Tonight, Miru and Flux couldn't show up. I had something really big come up that I was doing for a collaboration. Then my friend, I was heading back home, and then his truck stopped, and then we had to wait till his mom came and changed his oil, and then that's why I came late. I'm really sorry, but next week we'll be getting back on track. We still have Hedgie, and Lyle hasn't been here for a while, so hey man, how you been? Lyle, how you been?
Hey, I've been great.
How's that?
So glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, now you're gonna be a main cast member, right? Wink, wink.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Wink.
Yeah, yes.
So how was that date you had that one time?
Me?
Yeah, you said you had a date that one time.
Oh my god.
It probably went terrible. I literally do not recall going on a date.
Oh, really? Okay. That is great. So we have.
Back to the LCS.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man. All right, so we had the LCS happen this week. This has been week 3 of the LCS, right? Yeah, LCS week 3.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys' general opinions, thoughts? Have at it.
I think so. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is obviously for most people it's going to be Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians, and I think this presents a bigger issue than people might think because like you're losing to Golden Guardians first off. With you don't have your star jungler Broxa, but it's like okay, and like you have 4 other back-to-back LCS champions losing. And I think this is like a really, really big problem because these are the 4 people that have still stuck together since last split. So it's like, so is the addition of Broxa really going to do anything? Like, yes, mechanically he's a good player, but can he bring to the table what Xmithy brought, which is that shot calling, and, that game knowledge, that years and years of LCS history behind him. So that's kind of worrying for Team Liquid.
What did you
Those
think
are
about
just
their
my
little
main
like tweets on Twitter where Jensen was frustrated, Doublelift was like, "Well, it's a huge wake-up call." What did you think about all that?
I mean, that's just kind of like the most generic shit Team Liquid can tweet. Like, I was expecting that. I know Team Liquid also tweeted when they played against 100 Thieves, which was pretty funny in my opinion, how 100 Thieves going to Worlds was a mistake, and then they, proceeded to get smashed by 100 Thieves. So Team Liquid is kind of in shambles right now. I think right now what they're thinking is like, okay, like, we might be fucked for, like, spring, but we're just going to have to focus for summer. Because, I mean, like, to be honest, spring really doesn't matter. Like, it's all about Worlds and stuff. I'm not sure how much they really care about holding their LCS record, but they might be looking more towards the long run compared to, like, this split.
It depends because I would say would you guys say they got like championship fatigue? They just don't care for winning anymore, or it's just not as enjoyable to even win a title because they're expected to get first place.
I mean, yeah, I think
I have a
Doublelift.
completely different opinion to you guys. I
Really?
think, on it.
Well, I mean, Doublelift once said that it's easier to get to the top, but to maintain it's harder. And I feel like Doublelift is like, look, I really don't care about these LCS titles anymore. Like, they want that Worlds finals, they want that World Championship, and that's the main reason why they brought in Broxa, is to try to get those things. So I think they might have some fatigue, but I don't think that means that they should be losing to teams like 100 Thieves and Golden Guardians.
I have a few things to say about it. For one, I just don't think it matters if they're losing now Like, I know they're going to turn it around. I know they're going to make the playoffs. I know they're going to make the finals. I know it's going to be a Cloud9 TL final. Like, it's just, I just don't think it matters, particularly with Shen in the lineup. Shen is not a terrible jungler, but I think he's more of a solo queue focused player, and that's going to affect them when it hits the Rift. And I think we've seen that, although, yeah, Doublelift and Jensen and Impact are making mistakes. I think it all comes down to how your synergy is as a team in pro play, and having Fire in there, they're not going to communicate as well. You know, their macro is not going to be as good, so it's probably where they're going to be falling down. I think in terms of just looking at the overall week, I think it was a pretty surprising week. Like, I didn't expect FlyQuest to lose both games. I didn't expect Dignitas to lose both games. I didn't expect Immortals to be tied with TSM for second place. So it was a bit of an interesting week, honestly. Golden Guardians are even they've got 2 wins. They're not going very well, but they're starting to build up a bit of synergy. I think Keith's starting to be a player. But yeah, it was a very interesting week, and I'm just kind of looking forward to the next few weeks. It's exciting because I think other than the Cloud9 games, you just don't really know who's going to win or lose in each game, and I think that's an exciting thing we haven't had for a while in the NLCS. In terms of, you know, it's pretty predictable. It was pretty predictable kind of the last 2 years who was going to win most of the time, and I think, yes, it was exciting, but I think this season it's been a lot. Every team in every game has a chance of winning. It's felt like, and I've really enjoyed that aspect of the games. And although, you know, Team Liquid have had those struggles, I think they'll be back soon. I don't think that they're 1 game out of playoffs with 12 games left. Like, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And once you get to playoffs, that's the important stuff. Like, they're a lot better than other teams at best of 5s. They're a good best of 5 team. So yeah, I don't have any worries for them at all. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm just, as a
think
C9 supporter, it's so good.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people were kind of blowing it out of proportion to, like, the extreme extent. Like, oh, I think this is TL's part to, you know, it's over for them. But people got to factor in who really remembers, like, well, beside us, like, LCS Week 3, Team Liquid lost to Golden Guardians. Like, later on during the year, that win that Golden Guardians just got this past week doesn't even matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
Yeah, and, like, you think about history, like last few years, right? Team Liquid haven't always started perfectly, right? They've had losses early in the season. Even last year, like in the early split, you know, they're losing to C9, they're losing to TSM. All different teams are on top, and then like you get to this year, and it's the same sort of thing. Like they'll be back, they'll be fine. I don't see them not making playoffs and challenging for the first seed. I just don't see it.
I had an interesting hot take. I think their honeymoon phase is over for winning everything. I think it just might be that time. Like, they might probably and will at least get to semis and finals at one point, if not this split, next split. But I think at this point, other teams are more hungry to win. So you have this aspect of, you know, because a lot of teams go through this. Really, really good ones is that they'll win for a while and then they just stop winning, because that's just how sports works. So I think that it's time for them to stop winning, because even if you look at their academy team, they're also not doing too well either. And
Yeah, they only have 1 win.
Yeah, and I think that's just a representation of it's time for their org to stop winning. You know, TSM won, C9 won, CLG won, TL won. It's time for someone else to win. That's what I think personally, because I've watched sports for a very, very long time, and it's just you can't win forever. And I think they know that too, but they're still trying to keep a hold of that. Hey, maybe we can probably get 5 titles. Now, this is not what they think. I don't know personally, but it just happens to be that this might be a split where we're probably going to get a new winner. And I think it's going to be Cloud9, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, I try to be unbiased as I possibly can. I do think that C9 will definitely make it to the finals. I think C9, you know, always has a good chance to make it to the finals, but holding up in those best of 5s and, like, you know, actually securing it when they have a lead is kind of where I feel like they crumble a little bit. Like, they should have won last split. Like, they are not should have won, but they had the chance to win, right? Mm-hmm. And then they crumbled when it mattered the most. So it's just like I'm positive they could get there. It's just, can they, you know, hold it, or are they just going to throw in like C9 finals fashion like they do usually every year?
All right. What were the other games that stuck out to you guys this week for the LCS?
There were some. I just need to get the schedule up. Sorry, there were some that actually did.
Oh my god, the CLG versus Immortals game. Oh my lord, what a way to end Monday Night League is watching that. don't even know, like, because Immortals, they're 4-2 right now. Or so any Immortals fans that are out there, that record's a lie. They are not 4-2 material. They are just, they should be like 1-4, 1-3. My bad, sorry. They're just bad. Like, they just look bad. They're just not a good team. Ika's like the worst mid laner, as most of us said he would be. So as an Xmithie, role players. Altic and Akuo, not that bad, but you know, you can see where they have their weaknesses. IMT is literally like a team that is just waiting for people to just mess up so they can win. They're just not good. Like, they should not be tied for second. This will all figure itself out later on the split, but let them believe that they're second place material when they go 0-2 this week, most likely.
So I think there was some really interesting matches for me. So like, FlyQuest AG was one where like AG had just lost to CLG the day before, and yeah, FlyQuest had lost to C9, which was probably was just expected, wasn't it? And then FlyQuest came out and lost that game, and I was really surprised because I think FlyQuest had been in really good form. I know, you know, I'm a bit biased towards Ignar. I really like him as a player, and I like their squad, but I was just surprised they lost that game because AG are faltering a lot. They're really coin flip heavy team. They haven't really had a big win yet, and I was just surprised FlyQuest didn't win that game. Obviously TL GG as we talked about, but it was just really weird game. And then Immortals came out and had a 2-way week, and I'm kind of surprised they did because, yeah, I'd expect them to beat CLG, but I was kind of surprised they beat 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves have been pretty good. Picked up a win against TL as well on the first day, so I was kind of surprised that happened. So yeah, like there were some matches that made sense. I think TSM, I was pretty positive they could have a 2-way week. Dignitas was a tough game for them, but they managed to cap it off with 2 wins, and they're looking more solid now. Starting to get their roster together, but yeah, like I thought there was some really interesting matches and stuff that I didn't expect, and particularly compared to the first 2 weeks where, like, you know, you start building up expectations for each team at this kind of point in the split, but no, it was like kind of flipped on its head, and some teams that had looked good crumbled a bit, particularly Dignitas and FlyQuest.
Do you guys think that Broxah will be able to save TL?
Not this split. Maybe next split. Not this split,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
I'm like,
I think I think it could be a coin flip, right? I think it could go either way, but like, let's say, you know, Broxah works really well for them. I don't think we're going to see the dominant TL that we've seen before up until next split. Or maybe, if we're lucky, maybe by the time playoffs rolls around, because I don't remember who was saying it. It was Jat or someone. But it's like, it's too late to be kind of like getting that type of synergy and getting it down. Like, he's just now getting here. And, you know, do they have enough time to create this synergy that's gonna, you know, be as good as the last iteration of Team Liquid? So I think it's possible, but even in the best situation, we won't see it until after MSI.
I have a counterpoint to this. I don't even think they need to be saved yet. Like, I don't think we need to be saying that. Like, they're just 2-4. Like, I don't think that's worrying for me.
Well, I'm not saying that as in, like, you know, there's no way they can't make it. I'm just saying, like, you know, for them to truly reach their max potential. This has nothing to do with like their current scoreline. Like, they could totally make it to finals still, but I'm feeling like what I'm saying, like, is like, you know, their true form, like their true best at all. Like, you know, everything is working as it should be. I don't feel like that won't be seen until like next split.
All right. Yeah,
I don't think that the season is lost already for Team Liquid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it will finally, you know, be all good by next split.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they'll be fine. Like, I honestly think they're going to come in and play well, and I think they're going to still come second. Honestly, I think they'll win every game from now on. I don't see them losing another match unless it's against C9. That's a possible loss, but other than that,
so you think at this point they're gonna make like what 14-4 by the end of the split?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go 11-1 or 12-0.
That'd be incredible, honestly. Starting off with a sub jungler, no synergy with the new jungler, going 11-1. That'd be a pretty cool storyline. I'd like that.
I don't think it matters. I think he's the best jungler in the split. Like, just put him in straight in, and I think it doesn't really matter what the synergy is because he has 2 of the 3 best lanes in the league.
Yo, you were critical of the Senna pick for Doublelift.
Was I?
Was it you or people?
I didn't say it. I can have a look at the draft.
It was
if you want.
Yeah, because a lot of people were really critical of the Senna pick, and it's like it doesn't really matter though. Like he's just.
I don't
playing
like
bad.
Senna right now. I actually don't really like Senna,
But he
honestly.
was playing bad in general, though. It's not the Senna pick itself. It's just he himself is playing badly, though. That's what I was looking at. Like the Senna pick doesn't highlight it, but he has been playing not so well. Like he literally, it's not even by stats. You could even tell by the gameplay. He's just not looking that good.
Wait, let me get this matchup. The hell is it?
Because they were losing to freaking Keith and FBI, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's
like
That was
interesting.
And in no world, no one's gonna say Keith and FBI are better than Core JJ and Doublelift, but you know, Keith's been looking like the most boosted support ever, and they can win lane against Double. I don't think winning one lane means anything, but I think that TL fans are more upset they lost to Golden Guardians because the narrative for that would be how did
they pick Galio?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, that dude, they had a disrespectful draft. They weren't playing serious, dude. Come on, Kennen, Galio, come on. They're trolling, man. Galio hasn't been good since like 4 patches ago.
Oh my god, no, their comp is so bad. I'll tell you why. Okay, so they picked Rumble, Galio, J4, and Kennen into Zoe MF. So that's like 4 essentially melee. Like, sure, Rumble has range, but like he still has to walk up to deal any damage except his equalizer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kennen kind of has to walk up to deal damage with his ult. Sure, he can Q, but Kennen's pretty much like in team fights, his only useful ability is ult, right? Really, like realistically, that's the ability he's going to deal damage with, unless he's bursting a target. So like, if you pick 4 melee essentially, and then Senna's sure she has the range, but you know she needs to be really careful. She doesn't have too much peel except Galio really. So like you're picking all that into Zoe MF. Fuck, dude, that's.
This is not even. This is a disconnect between like coaches and what they think is good versus what players think is good. And
Yeah.
How do you guys think about that? Players
Yeah,
knowing what's good versus what a coach is knowing what's good.
Yeah, because like J4 Galio needs to get onto Zoe MF, and like I don't know, because I've never liked Team Liquid's drafting. I think they just win off being better as individuals and as players than the other teams. So that could be a way to attack them. I think I'm not sure what have you guys. This is actually an interesting question to ask. Like, what have you guys been most impressed by C9? Has it been an individual player? Has it been the way they're drafting? Has it been like just the way they're playing as a team? Like, what do you guys think?
It's definitely playing as a team. I feel like they're very coordinated and they're all on the same page at the same time. Like I feel like they're like before like last play, I felt like C9 was like some people would try to do one thing and then other people would try to do other things. But like, you know, I feel like this version of C9, they're all like, okay, let's do it. And like in interviews, they've been talking behind the scenes like there's more like there's still that like C9 environment, but it's like, you know, it's still serious. So I think they're like actually, you know, putting their game faces on and be like, okay, we're gonna like, you know, actually communicate in game. We're gonna see like we're gonna think things through. And I feel like they also know when to pick a good fight and when to pick a bad fight, and that's what's really been helping them out. They always pick like they always know what they can take. They never bite off more than they can chew.
I like that they made a conscious decision to like change things they knew were problems for a while. Like the winning lane things was always an issue after a certain part of their, you know, organizational years here. It's just like Licorice can win lane. You have freaking Sven and Vulcan winning lane consistently. We just haven't had that for a very long time, and I like that they made the conscious decision to make sure they fix that. Like, I get it. Sometimes they're going to lose lane, but at least they have a player that is willing to be lane dominant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got to factor in, Sneaky's not lane dominant. It's nothing against him, and I know fans are going to say, like, oh my god, you know, they never played around Sneaky. That's a lie. I don't know what Cloud games you were ever watching, because they played around Sneaky for literal years. The one split they don't, I mean, come on. Like, it's just...
Building
great.
on what Lyle said as well, like, they just have this element of just cleanliness when you're watching them play. Like, they just look so clean, so collected. Their macros so much better than last split. Like, we would have made shitty decisions. And I'd say the element of cleanliness, like, and just the kind of clean play and team play that we're playing with is so good to watch. I think that's the best part. But I also got to give respect to Reaper's drafting. I think it's been a lot better. I know this meta kind of suits his drafting style, which is kind of aggressive and early control. And Sven's only picked like 180C, but it's so good to watch him just not in draft and pick these really dumb picks and stuff. He's just doing smart things, not picking anything stupid or something that's out of the ordinary. Just picking towards the draft, and he's drafting comps like they do in China that do something as a whole, and like, you know, have an aim as a comp, which is get ahead early, get dragons, and then just control the game from then on. And he hasn't even picked too much bad scaling. He's also had some scaling comps in the like in case we get behind, obviously, and then you have the Aphelios or whatever to fall back on. So yeah, I've just been really happy with kind of everything C9's doing. But for me, I've loved the drafting because that was a big complaint for me last split.
I think you also have him playing. He has better players to make these draft better too. Because
absolutely,
yeah. Because like back then they were trying to do drafts.
Fucking sneaky.
Freaking trash. I'm just kidding, guys. All the Sneaky fans are gonna hate me. It's no, I'm just kidding around with you guys. It's they try to do things that their players just really couldn't execute because a coach and team come up with a draft and they try to execute it. Well, if your players aren't good enough at doing it, it's not going to work out no matter what, even if you did practice it. But I think these players are able to do things that we weren't able to do before. And Lyle, I actually predicted Blabber would be pretty well. So Blabber's been playing pretty good.
Yeah, I was when I was talking about that, the first play that comes to mind was when Blabber, I don't remember what team it was against, but they were doing like some sort of like Baron or Herald fight, and he was like, he's been popping off on Lee Sin, man. I'll tell you what, and he feels comfortable on that champion. I think maybe, you know, Reaper has been like, all right, let's play what we're most comfortable with, and that's also working really well for us. And like, he will go in for these ballsy plays. And, like, you know, even if he dies, he knows that his teammates will at least be there for the trade. So I think there's, like, just this more of a trust between teammates. Like, okay, look, I'm willing to die because I know that my teammate is going to, you know, get my back. And then, like, you know, I think there's a lot of players probably have a lot more voice as long as they're willing to put up and, you know, prove themselves, which I think everybody has been proving themselves. So I think everything's been working fine so far.
Man. Good gosh. I'm just so glad they finally made decisions that are impacting how people see Cloud9. And it's the same thing. It's still the same org. It's just like, you know, players got to move on. And people still don't really like the changes because you don't really hear, like, C9 chants anymore. I don't care about hearing C9 chants. I want my team to win. That's all I care for. They're going to get chants if they win the splits. So it doesn't really matter anyway. Because those are the same people that'll literally chant your name and then go on Reddit and talk shit about you. Like, freak those people. I don't give a damn if they're chanting. C9 is winning, and that's what I care for. I want my team to do well. That's just what I want, you know? People are always going to be like, well, you know, Cloud9 are always getting second place and not winning splits. Well, now they made a conscious decision to be like, okay, how we're going to win the split, we need to do these type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like people are kind of more wanting to be stuck with what we've always had and then complain. And then when someone actually does something about it, they're actually upset about it for some reason. I don't know. I don't see them as C9 fans. I just see them as sneaky fans in a Cloud9 jersey.
Because when C9 would lose something major, like they would lose to Fnatic, they would lose to TL or TSM, it's like, oh my god, we have to make changes. Well, how about we change that guy? Well, no, because I like this guy. It's like, you know, well, you have to, you know, change some stuff up.
It's true.
I just don't understand why people would get so mad about these changes knowing we need these things. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense at all. If something is not working, and we've been doing the same thing for a long time, and now we finally switched something up, and I said that before the season started, it was going to work because it's the new environment, people want to win, and that's what I wanted for a while.
That's true. Speaking of change, what do you guys personally think about Monday Night League now that we've had it for a couple of weeks? Do you guys think that it was worth, because I think there's been about the same amount of viewership as it is on Saturday and Sunday, I think maybe less, if I've heard correctly. Do you guys think that it was worth for Riot and the LCS to make this decision on having an extra 2 games, or 4 I think it is, 2 Academy, 2 regular, on Monday, even though it hasn't yielded any more viewers, and it's actually just messed up the scrim blocks of pro players.
I
think it's
actually like it. I like having Monday League. Just the aspect of having able to watch the LCS on Monday is a good thing. I think that the problem with Monday Night League so far is that the matches for the teams have no real hype going into them because every team just kind of looks really bad. So the overall hype for it is just dead because the teams themselves aren't good. So with no hype, people think that teams are bad. They're not going to watch in general. But I think the Monday Night League thing is a good thing. But I think they have to build upon it. You know, things don't always have to come off, you know, hitting the ground running. You know, so that's what I think so far. I like the idea, though.
I think it's been fine. Like, it's not a big issue or anything. I think I just enjoy having an extra day of games and just a few extra games that I can watch. I think it's good. Gives people more of an opportunity to watch. And yeah, no, I think it's fine. They'll obviously earn more money as well because they're playing an extra day of games, and then there's more viewership and more ads. Blah 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 blah. So, it's good for everyone. I don't see a major downside to it or anything. I think it's completely fine. And yeah.
Interesting.
All right, now we have the did you guys see G2 versus Fnatic?
Yes.
That was a pretty good game, actually.
Hylissang just
He like will be world class, or he'll be like freaking a JJ from North America. I don't
Like,
know.
they could have won that game, right? It was a good game, and like I
the
felt
draft
like
Fnatic were preparing Veigar, Gangplank. You understand what they're doing, but then they take that fight in the mid river, and then they blow their load too soon, and then G2 beats them. Like it's I like the game. I thought the game was good.
there was a lot of early skirmishes around bot lane, right, and ganks and shit, and I think there was like 3, and both teams came off pretty even from it, right? And I think G2 made a lot of mistakes in those fights, but like Hylissang just into every single one of them, and if you just played a bit better in like 1 or 2 of them, right, they probably get a big advantage, and then they maybe are the game, because I think they outscaled with their comp because they had a Veigar and a Phalios and a Gangplank, so it was kind of tilting watching Hylissang just miss cues or just do a few stupid things. It was a bit annoying, but it was a good game of League. It was exciting, and it felt a lot like last season where, you know, Fnatic come really close, they play quite well, they make a few minor mistakes, and it just leads to a loss because G2 are just that bit cleaner and a bit better. I think Jankos played really well in the Elise, found a lot of picks and stuff, and just played the team fights well. But yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's like G2 were able to team fight more effectively. I feel like Fnatic were trying to do individual things that one person really wasn't sure if they wanted to go for. Like, one person would go and throw their ultimate out, and the other person's probably like, no, we probably can't fight these guys. And then they do it, and they're like, oh, we almost got them. And then they overextend. If you overextend against G2, well, they're going to take a mile and then beat you. But yeah, G2 is 6-0. That's not anything I didn't predict already, but you know what I mean? Because I'm a genius, guys. You guys think that?
Kind of unrelated note. Can we get Ender off? Like, I just hate them.
He's very, very annoying. I'll say that.
Oh my god, self-made! Oh, shut the fuck up.
Dude.
I was like, oh my. Yeah, it was a good play, like 100%. But I actually, yeah, self-made played it right. The Lee Sin pick's terrible in that situation, though. Yeah, like, oh my god, he's such an annoying caster in person. Like, oh my god, his voice, it's just, get him off.
Gosh, and then people said the NA casters sound bad. I'm like, no, the U casters, I mean, they sound
well, they do. Like, they're all bad, but
yeah,
except LS.
Yes,
but
correct.
LS and Azael were just together all the time.
Yeah, well, Isaiah wouldn't know what Alice was talking about because he doesn't understand the game.
That'd be really funny though. Just having like Atlas, Azael, and LS. That'd be so funny. Just those combination of people.
Alice is so much smarter than them. It's like painful. Watching, well, like I watch LZK and I watch LS talk, and it's like, oh yes, it all makes sense. Like I know what's going on, and then I watch NA and I'm like, what? That's like the most obvious thing you could have pointed out. Oh, Dignitas are winning. That must mean they're good. we're going to come up with a bunch of loaded stuff that anyone can say and make them sound smart, like their team synergy looks good and all that sort of shit. Yeah, all right, that's good. We're not going to talk about the actual game or what they're doing right, or if it's the other team making mistakes. We're just going to talk about general shit. Like that's why I don't like NA casters.
Well,
When
yeah,
LS
you're right.
casts, he can admit, like when sorry to keep going on, but like he'll admit when teams might win because the other team's playing bad, not because they're playing well. Like you can't just say, "Oh, they won. They must have played well." Like it's called result bias. But yeah, like I don't know. I think NA casters just always do that. It's kind of annoying.
It just depends because, like, what do you do? Do you sacrifice talking to the general audience about the game, or do you just try to educate people? Because this is the thing, is that if NA is a for fun region, what can they really do to improve the broadcast to make it more enjoyable? Because it's their job to make it enjoyable for us, but they're tasked with trying to explain the game to everybody while casting, while watching what the team is doing, while also potentially educating newer viewers too. So they have a lot to do, but they make it seem like their job is so hard. It's like, dude, you're just watching video games and analyzing them. I don't know what's really so hard about that. Like,
Yeah, no, casting is hard. Like I do cast on the side. I do some OCE casting, and it's a lot of fun. I'm a color caster, so I'm like LS or like an analyst,
you're gonna
that sort of
nitpick
thing. And
about freezing?
yeah, it is a lot of fun, but it is hard. Like it's not the easiest thing to do, and they're really professional and they're really good at their job. They sell what they do well, but I'd just rather them talk about shit that's like actually kind of relevant. And like whenever you look at the analyst desk, right, I cannot remember one time I've watched the analyst desk and they've said something good about the bad team or something bad about the good team. That I can't remember. Like every time you get to an analyst desk, it's just like, oh, this team played well, this team played bad. Yeah, great. And like they'll explain something about the draft or the game, whatever, and they're not going to explain alternate circumstances where the draft works out. Like what could I have done to fix the draft? Like they never asked that question.
We don't
feel
even
like
have an
it's
analyst desk anymore. What happened to the analyst desk? Like that. It just.
Thank fuck it's gone.
No, I mean like the LEC. When the LEC's over, they have post game lobby. The coach will come on, or the player will come on, talk about draft just right after the game. Like we don't have that anymore. We used to have that, and I was like, where's that gone? Like, I guess they're just buying into it, just being like LCS is like an event now. It's like I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Their content is dry to a certain extent. Like I think that I produce better content. No, I definitely don't. But it's really interesting that it's a lot that they need to improve on. But Lau, what do you think about the casters?
I mean, I feel like they're kind of like boring and plain sometimes. I feel like they just state the obvious. They don't really say too much. It's like, what a beautiful play. I could tell. Yeah, I could tell. Could you go in depth on why that was great and how mechanically, that was really smart? Because like LS provides so much like insight. Like you didn't really know why they did the things they did. It's like, oh, the minion wave was pushed up like this, so therefore they could go for stuff like this. I'm like, oh, that actually makes so much sense now. And then you learn from watching LS, even if he's like, not even his streams, just LCK casting.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like I don't learn from watching LCS. I feel like they're just saying the obvious. I mean, it's still fun to watch. I like it. I kind of personally like Captain Flowers. He brings a lot of excitement and energy.
Yeah.
But, other than that, like from a purely analytical point, they really don't provide much, in my opinion.
Captain Flowers and Jet, and then you could kind of just be like, ugh,
I just don't mute. The only reason I don't mute the casters is because I love the shoutcasters in NA. They're great. Like Freak's great. Flowers particularly is my favorite. He's amazing, right?
Yeah, he's really good.
Like Dracos? He's a rap god, dude.
I actually don't mind.
Frost
Does he still?
Aaron?
I'm not sure if he still casts, but Rivington. Is it?
Yeah, he still casts.
Yeah, I really like him. I actually really like him. I don't know why. He's different, Like he brings a different element. Like he's
But
not
good,
as
though. See, I think our casters have
which I
different
like.
elements and flavors that people could like, but I think that NA is not really that good at a lot of things, so they have to balance it out with talking to new people. So that's what I think personally. But we have the LCS Week 4 match predictions, and I think I spelled predictions wrong in the. Oh goodness, guys!
Because you
First
suck.
match. Wait, me. I only suck on the weekends.
Yeah.
I only do it to wait, no, I can't finish that word. All right, to Team Liquid. Oh, so Saturday is TL versus Immortals. Holy crap!
That's a good one. TL.
Yeah, I think this one's
Immortals are
pretty
joke.
self-explanatory.
I'm gonna just say TL. We have the El Clasico matchup: KT versus SKT, EG versus RNG, G2 versus Fnatic, and we have our C9 versus TSM, our biggest NA rivalry. CLG and TSM is not a rivalry. TSM is just way better than CLG. Cloud9 versus TSM is the actual rivalry. People are morons. Frostgaren said that TSM and CLG was a rivalry. Yeah, in my asshole.
For like a split.
Yeah. TSM,
Not for long.
TSM literally beat them for like 1,000 days. Like, that's a rivalry to people.
Oh, I just remembered something about the Immortals game that throws a bit of a curveball.
Sure.
Xmithie against his old team. Oh, and Brox is playing his first game.
Oh, although hype.
That is kind of hype.
That's-
That is kind of hype. Yeah.
But no, you have Cloud9, who's 6-0. TSM looks like the second best team in the league. They've been surging. So we're gonna pick Cloud9. But do you guys think there's a way for TSM to hand Cloud9 their first loss?
I was going to predict TSM to win.
What? You left me.
Yeah.
You went to the dark side. You went to the dark side, guys. To the hell with you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it will be an easy stomp for Cloud9 whatsoever. I think TSM is the only team right now. I mean, other than Team Liquid a little bit down the road that could really fight for C9 spot. I think Broken Blade's a really good top laner. I will say this though, although Dardoch has a lot more experience. I think Blabber's been playing really, really well recently. Obviously he just got the player of the week or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's just gonna have to come down to, what team is more coordinated, what team is willing, what team can do, what they think they can do. They don't go for anything that they really can't do. So I think C9 is really good at doing that and picking the fights that they know they can win. So, I think that C9 will win, but I think it's definitely possible that TSM could win.
This might be their closest game so far because TSM has
For sure.
really good laning so far. Like, their laners have been performing really well. Their issue is that their mid game is bad.
Yeah, and I think that's where C9 might capitalize on that, especially with their bot lane. Like, their C9's bot lane has been so nice, and I fucking love watching them. It's just so nice, and then, we're just gonna have to hope that C9 doesn't drag it out for too long, because then that's might be where they crumble a little bit. Like, if they let TSM get comfortable and start letting them get a lead little by little, that might be where they fall. But that's just what I think.
Next match is Golden
Yeah,
Guardians.
I think Dardoch smashes Blabber and we lose.
Golden Guardians versus CLG. Holy crap.
Literally just flip a coin. Like, it.
Golden
That's
Guardian.
CLG, the worst team in the league. Actually, with his 200 IQ predictions.
I hate Crown. Go Golden Guardian.
Oh, God.
It's my reasoning.
And
I'd probably actually tip CLG. I just not fucking hate
dude,
Crown.
I mean, you might be more right because you know how he gets depressed. So now he's losing, and he has depression.
Shut the fuck up. You just shut.
I mean, he's not gonna be happy
Surely.
losing. And then I don't know if could you make an argument he's one of the worst mids in the league?
Who are you talking about?
Crown?
Golden or Crown?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think Crown is the worst. I think Ike is the worst.
Ica or Ryoma is the worst mid. Holy
No, I don't think
Hey.
Ryoma is that bad.
Ike has been playing okay. Give him a chance.
I'm giving him a chance. I don't
Oh,
think
he's
he's bad. I just think he's not the best.
No, I think he's bad. I just think he's
No. Okay.
playing.
I would say, hey, Golden Guardians beat Team Liquid. They can only go up and up from here. I'm gonna say Golden Guardians will beat them.
Yeah.
Possible.
Let's go.
No.
Fuck
Alright.
Crown.
Oh my goodness. 100 Thieves versus Dig.
Now this is an interesting match.
This is because they're 3-3. Dig is on a
100
losing
Thieves.
streak. 100 Thieves also beat TL. So this is an interesting match. I think if Froggen can just butt destroy Ryoma, they'll run over 100 Thieves because Ryoma is such a weak point for them, though.
I'm gonna go with 100 Thieves. I think I don't know. Both teams need these wins. This is kind of a make or break week for both teams, in my opinion. They've both been kind of sitting at that yeah, they look okay, but they also don't look
They
great.
also just
and they're both
lost. Oh, but
sitting
one
up
of them
there,
just beat
so-
Team Liquid. Oh, but they just lost to, whoever. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make up your mind. Are you good? Are you bad? Are you beating Team Liquid? Or are you losing to Dignitas?
Some days I'll
Yeah,
be smashing.
and 100 of these have a huge week, right? They've got FlyQuest and Dignitas, which are both teams that are right on them at 3-3. So I think this will be an interesting match.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with 100 Thieves because I just like their team a bit better in terms of. I think Sunday's better than Huni. I think Meteos is better than Grig. I think Froggen has, although he's been playing quite well, I think Ryoma's been stepping up a bit, so maybe he can outweigh. Like, I think Sunday's a lot better than Huni in my opinion. Like Huni's kind of a coin flip player, right? He can play well, he can play, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with 100 Thieves. I think they're a bit more solid. If you look at their whole team, a bit more.
I will do the 1 week prediction where I trust what you're saying, and I'll say 100 Thieves.
Oh, let's go.
You get the 1 freebie from me.
Whoa!
Yeah, because I mean, Someday played really well though. He's been stepping it up a lot though.
I literally tipped TSM to beat C9, and you're
No,
being
No.
nice to me.
no, you're lucky. I'm at Valentine's Day with the girlfriend tomorrow. I'm gonna be really lucky. All right, guys. Sunday is good lord, Dig versus Golden Guardians first.
So, Dig may lose to 100 Thieves. They're going to beat.
Yeah.
They're going to get their win. They're going to find their win.
I mean, could this be the week where they get their win streak back? If they 2-0, I mean.
What do you think, Lyle? Can they beat them?
Golden Guardians? I don't know, man. That's a tough call, bro.
Man, that Keith McBree support's been really tearing it up.
Oh, that guy, shit, he's the next world champion if you ask me.
I mean, I could literally see them beating G2 right now. If Golden Guardians could go to EU, they'd be first place. I think they got it, though.
Yeah, for real.
They could even go to LCK and be first place, right?
Mhm.
No, guys. it
LPL.
was fucking Dig. They go to the LPL. I mean, the Shy could, like, 1v9 that shit. Oh my god. I think Dig's got this one though. I don't think Golden Guardians is that good. And this is the thing, is I think that they're gonna let that TL win go to their heads. They like, we beat TL! Guys, we're gonna win LCS! No, I don't think it's gonna happen. That's just me personally. I'm gonna say Dig. Who do you guys got?
I agree. Dig for sure.
Dig.
CLG versus Team Liquid. A marquee
Ooh.
matchup we all want to see.
All right,
Go,
TSM
Jensen,
versus
go, go, go.
FlyQuest, everybody. What's going on?
So, Jensen's going to finish 15-0.
Yeah.
He's versing Press
Jensen's-
Crown.
I think Jensen's like the second best mid so far. He's been playing really well.
He's always... No, Jensen's the best mid in the league.
Over Bjergsen?
Hands down. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
hands down. Jensen. I think Jensen's the best mid.
Jen-
I think he's the second best player in TL, besides Quadrijo.
or Sunfire?
Shenfire's literally carrying. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think it's the best.
carrying his team to a fucking lot.
I swear they're inting him, man. He had that really good Jarvan game and those good Lee Sin games, and they're like, nah, we can't let this guy win. We can't let him take him a prog.
Games? They've won 2 games.
Alright, TL, if you don't beat CLG, you're really doomed. How do you... Oh, good lord. Okay, TSM versus FlyQuest. That's actually pretty interesting, though. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good match. I think if
Ignar!
Let's go. No, Biofrost is better than Ignar.
TSM.
TSM?
yeah.
What if FlyQuest just upset them and Power of Evil just destroys?
I want. I love.
I want
to win
FlyQuest
so
to win.
much.
Yeah, I also want FlyQuest to win, but deep down inside, I'm thinking like TSM is gonna win this
I
one.
think TSM just destroys these guys.
If TSM comes off this weekend 2-0, this is gonna be really good looking for them.
No, because that means Cloud9 will lose their first game. They have to at least finish.
I said if. I said
Oh,
if.
yeah.
I said
want
if.
Cloud9 to finish the first half of the split undefeated, though. That's what I want.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think TSM beats.
They're not
FlyQuest.
versing. They're not versing me, so it's a possibility.
What if?
Did he just disappear? What did he?
He can't handle the conversation.
No.
He can't do
I'm
it.
right here. His girl was hitting on me. All right, so
Wait, Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
me too. My mum.
Oh my God, whoa, that's
Yeah,
dark.
TSM are going. Yeah, TSM. I think TSM will win.
Yeah, TSM win.
Evil Geniuses versus Immortals. All right, Monday Night League. All right,
Yeah. So we're going to go with a.
I'm just gonna go with Evil Geniuses. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't really
IMT. Bang is depressed, bro. I don't know if anybody saw his Twitter.
give a
I don't know if anybody has seen Bang's Twitter recently, but he tweeted, depression is bad enough to kill people. I don't think this man is in a good mental state right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy is.
This is so funny. He won 2 world championships. He came to North America and he's depressed. What are the odds, man? He went from LCK to LCS and he's depressed.
I mean, I'd be depressed too. Shit.
I'd be depressed too if I was eating on Ezreal into fucking 5 people. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my
Literally.
God. All right, so I'm gonna say Evil Genius.
Actually, no. I'd be depressed if I had fucking Zazel.
I don't wish that on my worst. I'd be depressed if I had Kumo as my top lane. I just don't wish that on my worst, bro.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say Evil
Yikes.
Geniuses. They're saying IMT. All right, Monday Night League. These are some deep. FlyQuest
These
versus
are actually
100
some
Thieves.
good games. Yeah.
Yo, okay, these are some. I'm really interested in that FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I like.
That's actually a hard one to call.
Shit. I'm gonna go fly.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think FlyQuest is really well coordinated as well. I think they're a team that knows what they're doing and it knows. Well, not as much as C9, but like they know what they can do. And they're pretty well.
Just fucking destroyed them. They made that play mid, and I'm like, oh shit, this is a really good play. This is the position you want to be on. Like a flanking 3 members. You got your team. Oh shit, they're all dead. What the fuck?
that dude,
Oh,
that
so
frog and shit killed me. Where he was like, get carried as he literally threw his team a game. Oh my God.
That meme, it's like when you dive in to kill Sven and give him his death, but your whole team dies.
They have this, everybody's
And
like,
then
up in flags and shit.
Aatrox, you just hear the sound like get the Aatrox alt sound. Get
Oh my
like 5 kills in a row. I was like, oh
I thought that was
shit,
so
yeah.
funny, and they're like frogging. Oh goodness, people are crazy with these tweets. And then that Licorice tweet where he was like, the French surrender as they're waving. Oh my God, these people should not be allowed to tweet that shit. All right, the
It
next
was
match
so
is
funny though, like watching
This match is-
because like I saw the meme first, and then I saw the the game, and it's like exactly as the meme described it. Like literally, he dives in, he gets the kill, and the whole team just dies instantly. So good.
So stupid. It's just, as he typed that, his whole team just died. He's like typing as they die. He knew they stuck.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God. Evil
Cool.
Jesus.
But yeah,
versus
FlyQuest.
Evil Geniuses versus C9 is really interesting. So Scarin, Kumo, and Zazel go up against Cloud9, and then Cloud9 want to show that they made the right decision when changing up the roster, and then also Cloud9 posted on Twitter that they scammed Evil Geniuses.
I don't think C9 has to prove that they made the right decision. They're 6-0 right now, and Evil Genius is actually doing dog shit. There's nothing to prove here. It's already been proven.
Oh my God, the funniest thing in the offseason was, oh my God, C9's gonna do nothing without Sneaky. Yeah, who's 6-0, and which Evil, and C9 2.0 is like, what, 9th place?
You gotta get off that Facebook group, man.
That Facebook
The
killed
people
shit.
in that group are literally like still in the 5th grade, don't know what the hell they're talking about.
The most evil thing Evil Geniuses have done is
Waste
made
all
Bane
this money.
depressed.
Oh, God.
Yeah, literally.
You guys are going in ham tonight. What happened to you guys? Is Valentine's Day coming up? You're like, I'm gonna go ham on these guys tonight.
They
No,
also
I think-
made me depressed watching the fucking League of
I
Legends.
What makes me so
Call it
pissed
out.
off is like Evil Geniuses trying to pull off this like, oh, we're cool, we're hard, we're evil, you know,
They're trying to
2
be-
and 4. Like, no, you're not. You're losing to CLG. That's what you're doing.
They're trying to be freaking G2 of 2016. We're like, oh, yeah, we're the bad villains of the LCS. No, you're not. You're literally a fucking stormtrooper that is like to
I
Darth
think we
Vader.
should
Like,
Like,
rename
Evil
their
Geniuses
team
is like-
to the fucking idiots.
Like, Evil Geniuses is like so cringe. Like,
oh,
they were
yeah,
doing. I don't know if
totally.
anybody saw what they were doing when they played up against FlyQuest. Like, instead of like, you know how FlyQuest is doing their tree quest for planting trees whenever they do like kill an Ocean Drake or whatever,
Great.
and Evil Geniuses were doing their book thing. Like, that was, come on. Like,
Dude,
that is so unnecessary.
The reason I still have them in my playoffs, guys. But the issue why I don't necessarily like their aura, it's not because of their branding, which is cringe. I'm gonna give you that. It's cringe. People only went to them because C9 dropped Sneaky. They literally just drop random C9 members, and they're like, oh, C9 dropped Sneaky, I'm going to Evil Geniuses. They feel like more Cloud9 than real Cloud9. Anybody who did that, you're fucking stupid. Look, like, I don't know how much more we can see this, but they're not C9 2.0, because a C9 2.0 would probably have like one loss. They look bad. They just look garbage. Like, they have a few good things about them. Like, I think Shizuke's fine. I think he's a pretty good player. Bang's been playing pretty great. But then the rest of the map is falling apart. They're not C9 2.0. Stop that. I'll see you back on the C9 train after we 2-0 this week again.
You're calling us toxic, man. You got a date tomorrow and you're still toxic anyways.
Me?
What's
I'm
up
not
with that?
toxic. Me?
Oh, I'm doing a fucking podcast with Joseph on fucking Valentine's Day.
My name is
My
MSK.
life couldn't get any fucking
My
worse.
name is Nightwing, and my name is MSK. That's what my name is, sir. I am the new Rusty and Spawn of the OPL.
Oh my god, just stop talking. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I watched the OPL. Dude, you said that's cringe? The OPL is mega cringe. I don't know how people watch that shit, dude. I don't know how I watch
They have
it.
a fucking... Nah, come on, man, it's sick. Like, we have a fucking whiteboard.
They're talking to people about selfies they post on Instagram. That's their analyst desk. It's so bad.
OPL is actually just alpha chat of all or regions, dude.
A team won, and the first thing Rusty or Spawn said to them was like, "Did you guys post it on Instagram?" Like, oh my fucking god, what is this? Like, what is this league? OPL's fun to watch. They have some decent players in there, actually. Like, what was that dude that's called not Night Blue? It's that one player.
Hedgehog 74. Yeah, he's a fucking beast, isn't he?
I gotta admit, dude, LPL has some decent players. Not like the ones we've been exposed to, like FBI and Lost and shit. But
Alright, come on. FBI's not too bad.
I think XD, lol. I think C9 will just clap Evil Geniuses. They clapped every other team that's worse than them. This is a walk in the park. And I can't wait for our next 2-0 week.
Oh, it's just... I don't know what I'm happier about. C9 being on top or CLG.
Dude, you were right. I mean, I was
Fuck
drinking...
you, Miro!
I was, like, literally drinking that CLG Kool-Aid, and I had that down my throat. I had Crown's cock down my throat, and I was like...
Okay.
Like, I was drinking the CLG Kool-Aid, and then I got tricked. How did you see the light? Lyle, where'd you have CLG at?
I have a brain.
Whoa.
I don't remember what I had CLG at.
I had him at 4th.
I think I
Okay,
actually
to
had
be
them
fair,
pretty
I
high.
had them six. I had them 6. To be fair, like I didn't have them 10.
So you had them fairly low, like barely out.
Can I make one switch? Mine.
My power rankings are screwed. TL sucks. I had C9 at 2nd or
Mine are
3rd.
great, except TL, but mine are great.
Oh my god.
And Immortals, oh, I had them in 8th. I had Dignitas at 10th.
Why? You know they're not that.
Can I swap Dig in CLG?
I want to swap CLG with somebody because, like, holy crap, man. But yeah, it's been fun, guys. We had some laughs tonight. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
How I don't have a date for Valentine's Day.
Guess there's this one girl called Valerina. She's in Australia. She wants manly men, though. I'm not
Nice.
saying I'm not saying they're not.
What's her name?
Oh, she
What's her
actually
name?
lives in Australia. I'm not swearing. I'm not kidding.
What city?
Oh, shit. I don't remember. Let me go to her Instagram really quick. Because she's from Australia. And she's like, I like manly men. I'm like, if I was in Australia right now, like, ask you on a date. And she's single, too.
Alright. She live in Melbourne?
She streams on Twitch. Her name is, like, Valerina or some shit like that. Let me get her. Oh, my goodness. What is... Here. Her name is Valeria Oceana.
That is her location, though.
VALYRIA_OCE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you might have a shot with her. She wants a manly man, so you better be all manly, dude. You better get those buff muscles. He's like, no, I don't want it. Girls are gross.
She's kind of hot.
I know, dude. I was in Australia, man. I would. Oh my god.
Fuck no, she's in Sydney. Get her. All right, yeah. I'm single.
Oh my goodness. I have a date tomorrow, and we're gonna watch Birds of Prey. Save my life.
I'm gonna watch. Fucking.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Anything you guys want to say?
My own demise. Hey, Lai, you want to be my Valentine?
Shit, I'm all yours, baby.
Alright.
Yo, let's go.
Wait, you guys gonna just leave me out of this? Wait.
Yeah, fuck
You have a date,
you.
homie.
Said you had a date. Yeah.
We could have a threesome behind her back and she'll never know. Wink.
Okay.
But no,
Nah.
actually, the last thing I want to say is Valentine's Day is the most overrated holiday of the year. I just can't think of another overrated holiday. It's
See,
worse-
last year I wouldn't have said that because I wasn't single, but
Oh
now,
my
yeah,
God.
absolutely.
What do you think, Lyle?
Now it is.
Literally the most pointless holiday of all time, just for money. That's about it.
Yeah, I was like,
Valentine's Day could be any day if you're a good boyfriend or girlfriend.
Dude, St. Patrick's Day has more relevance than Valentine's Day. That's sad.
Actually true.
Like, Valentine's Day is so overrated. Like, I enjoy it now because I have somebody, but like, it's like I just.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you
Oh.
fucking.
What?
Yeah, so CLG lose. That's about it.
I'll see you guys
I'm
later.
definitely not asking Cran on a date to make him less depressed. Fuck that guy.
Dude, I'd ask freaking Pokemon on the date. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Pokemon Crown, same people, right?
Yeah, same person. They both talk the language.
They both suck at League of Legends too. Yeah, true.
Oh.
No, Valkyrie's cuter though. Valkyrie's Valkyrie's pretty hot though.
Yeah, if you lived in Melbourne, I'd fucking
Oh my goodness.
drill it tonight.
Dude, if I go to the LCS and I see Pokemon, oh my god, dude, I just might melt. Like, I don't even know what I do, honestly.
You have a girlfriend.
Shh.
Bruh.
I'm just gonna say hi.
He's in the same house as her, right? Like she can hear this.
No. She's not in the same house.
Oh shit, she's D2. Fuck, she's way out of my league.
What? Okay, that's the only reason why she wouldn't choose you. It's his only league rank. You tell her
Yeah,
your
shit.
league rank. You tell her your league rank. Oh
Fuck, nah, dude.
She's actually good at the game.
Should yeah, should be on top if you know what I mean, because like she's
Lyle,
she's just
Lyle, I need you to
she's about-
hit this man with the freshest female advice you can give him.
All right, here's the freshest female advice I could give you. Right? CLG lose. That's all you gotta know.
Whisper into her ear, sneaky W.
You might trigger some C9 fans with that.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. This has been fun. We had some fun. We had some laughs. Hope you guys really do have a great Valentine's Day. If you guys do have a girlfriend or a wife, treat her well.
Nope.
Even though
Nope.
it's pointless as fuck.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Lyle, it's been great having you back. Great to have you on more podcasts coming
Yeah,
up.
it
Thank you,
was
thank you.
really good to have you back.
Yeah. God, we missed you, man. We missed you so much.
Yeah, CLG lose. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
CLG 1-10. 1 yeah. Let's go. 1-9 by the
This-
end of the split. Let's go.
Let's see it happen.
Let's go. See you guys later. Bye. Have a good day. And I'm gonna go just do nothing.
Whoa,
Wait, what?
Joseph.
I'm not
Joseph.
leaving. Yes.
Do you know any other girls that stream Mercy?
Do dude, that's the only girl I saw that was playing Oceania. I mean, is she really gonna be out of your league though? I thought she'd be perfect for you, honestly.
No, I'm pretty hot, so I think I'd
I'm
like,
just saying,
okay.
just be yourself. If you ever meet her, just be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Just be cool. Be like, hey, I like Cloud9, and we're gonna win worlds, and then that's gonna
Literally, I'll tickle your fancy, alright? Well,
mine or hers.
Both.
yours.
Yes.
Both. Yeah.
Yes. I got 9 inches. So
Can
I'm
I
good.
can I not that's unhealthy. Like
What? I satisfy all the girls I've ever been with. What are you talking about? Lyle's like, what are these people talking about?
I'm gonna go.
I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace out.
Alright, so-
Later, guys.
Peace.
Hi there guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.